leaked Prince Harry's private pictures, never before seen, of them intimately kissing on their wedding day. And where, you might ask, my friend, had she decided to post these intimate pictures? Oh, that's right.
With Meghan Markle, the couple celebrated their 8-year wedding anniversary, and there were some peculiarities in the video Meghan Markle chose to share on Instagram, starting with Harry bringing in the cake and singing "Happy Anniversary" to Mama. And then Meghan kind of rushes it at the end and goes, "And Papa," because, you know, when it comes to an anniversary, generally two people celebrate that.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's 8th wedding anniversary, so they posted these never-before-seen pictures because they know it's going to get attention. Meghan Markle is very calculated. This is someone who I thought left the royal family because she wanted privacy. She didn't want prying eyes into her relationship, but now she's posting pictures kissing Prince Harry. She was posting videos. She was showing off the gift he got her. This is basically who Meghan Markle is.
And I think that's a bit more of a threat to Prince Harry, isn't it? It's like, you're not getting away from me. So let's have a look at these. Oh, God. Yes, they were in love once, folks. They were. You know, as Lady Colin Campbell put it, he was whipped at the time. And this was an era where there was true happiness, really, between Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. It wasn't to last, of course. And it is quite extraordinary.
Meghan Markle is facing another storm of controversy, and this time it's happening on two fronts at once. On one side, she's celebrating 8 years of marriage to Prince Harry by releasing never-before-seen wedding photos. On the other, she's being criticized over her appearance in Geneva, where a controversial photo and awkward public reaction have turned what was supposed to be a polished global moment into a public relations headache. And somehow, all of it is colliding at the exact same time. So let's start with the anniversary post itself, because this is what really got people talking.
In the beginning, we have Prince Harry walking around with a cake with 4 candles on it, which my mom was like, why 4? They've been married 8 years. I'm going to guess maybe it's in the amount in their family or whatever. And he's singing "Happy Anniversary" to Meghan. So go ahead and take a watch here.
Happy anniversary to
And Papa! And guys, Meghan does at the end quickly go, "And Papa," but it's very clear here, at least in my opinion, that Harry was either told or encouraged or whatever to walk out with this cake and these candles, and that it was the focus on Meghan Markle within this anniversary, rather than them as a couple. And I find that a little disturbing because it should be them as a couple. You guys are celebrating 8 years together. It's not just Harry, it's Harry and Meghan, but it was clearly just Harry there. He had the cake. He was serving it to her so that they could have this blowout candle moment and happy anniversary with the kids, you know, in the background, which I also thought was just a little bit strange. Because again, we can't see the kids, but we can hear the kids. The kids can be interacting. And it's one of these things where this is the challenge with, I think, being an influencer, you could say, which is that, yes, you are, by happenstance, supposed to share aspects of your life. But at the same time, this feels incredibly awkward and incredibly staged.
Meghan took to Instagram to mark 8 years with Prince Harry by sharing a series of intimate wedding photos that the public had never seen before. The montage included romantic moments from inside the royal wedding, behind-the-scenes snapshots from the reception, emotional hugs, dancing, kisses, and private interactions that had supposedly remained locked away since 2018. The post featured a crescent moon emoji and the caption, "8 years ago today."
They're celebrating their 8-year wedding anniversary. Congratulations, happy anniversary. And Meghan, of course, has released these images, unreleased images of the wedding day 8 years ago. There they are, in love. Wow. And I mean, we know that Meghan only does this sort of thing when the brand's not looking too good and they need some good publicity. She just went to Switzerland this week to talk about children in the digital world and the dangers of that off the back of their disastrous Australia tour, where she was involved in a cash for wear scheme. So look, things haven't been going as well for the Duke and Duchess, so naturally they need some good publicity.
With credit given to photographer Chris Allerton. But what really caught attention online was the music choice. The photos were paired with Paula Abdul's classic song, Forever Your Girl. Now, supporters saw it as sweet and nostalgic. Critics, however, immediately began joking that the lyrics sounded more like a warning than a love song. Some royal commentators sarcastically suggested the message to Harry was basically, "You're never escaping me."
Mama and Papa, when we got engaged, we were playing with all of our friends and we said everything we were an animal onesie and we were penguins. We were penguins because we're together for life.
And while that may sound dramatic, it shows just how divided public opinion around Meghan Markle has become. Still, looking at those photos, one thing is undeniable: there genuinely was real happiness there once. Back in those early years, Harry and Meghan looked inseparable. Their chemistry was obvious. Prince Harry looked completely captivated by her, and many royal experts have said that during that period he seemed more emotionally invested and publicly affectionate than at any other point in his life. The wedding itself was treated like a global fairy tale. Millions watched as Meghan Markle entered St. George's Chapel and officially became the Duchess of Sussex. Celebrities filled the pews. Cameras from around the world broadcast every second. Elton John performed privately later that evening. It was one of the biggest royal events in modern history. And that's partly why these new photos are causing so much discussion now. Because critics are asking an obvious question: why release them now? The timing is impossible to ignore. Just as Meghan was receiving criticism over her Geneva appearance, suddenly the internet is flooded with glamorous wedding nostalgia, romantic memories, and carefully curated images of happier times. For many observers, it feels less like a simple anniversary tribute and more like a deliberate attempt to redirect the conversation. And then there's another detail people noticed immediately. The photos focused heavily on Meghan's inner circle, her mother Doria Ragland, celebrity friends, private reception moments, but there was almost no sign of the royal family. King Charles appears only briefly and from a distance. Prince William is nowhere to be highlighted. Catherine is absent. The focus is entirely on Meghan, Harry, and Meghan's personal world. That omission did not go unnoticed. Critics say it reflects how disconnected Harry and Meghan have become from the monarchy. Others believe it was intentional branding, almost like Meghan was reclaiming the wedding as her own personal story rather than a royal occasion. And perhaps the most controversial part of all is this: many of these photos were reportedly meant to remain private forever. Which raises another question: how does Harry feel about all this? Because while Meghan appears increasingly comfortable sharing personal moments publicly, Harry has repeatedly spoken about wanting privacy and protecting private family memories from media exposure. That contradiction is becoming harder and harder for people to ignore. And it's not the only contradiction critics are pointing out. At the very same time Meghan is campaigning against online toxicity and the dangers of social media, she's also using those same platforms to carefully manage her image, release emotional personal content, and dominate headlines.
She gets a ton of bad press from Geneva, Switzerland, because she did not get the reception that Catherine got in the street, that the other royals get, where people are, throwing flowers and screaming and hanging out of windows and handing their babies. So what does she do? She decides to post a ton of pictures from their 8th wedding anniversary.
For critics, it undermines the message. But before the anniversary photos even fully settled online, another controversy exploded. And this one came from Geneva. Meghan attended a World Health Organization-related event in Switzerland where she spoke passionately about protecting children online and creating safer digital spaces. The appearance was clearly designed to position her as a serious global advocate, independent, polished, and internationally respected.
One day, generations from now, children will look back at this era with absolute disbelief that adults once allowed digital spaces to exist without basic protections for young people. But let's do something now
so that they will also look back and see that during this increasingly polarized time, where people can barely agree on basic facts, that beyond politics or party lines, beyond demographics, incomes, or ideologies, beyond race or religion, we could all universally agree on one thing. We want our children to be safe. Let our children look back at this moment and let them feel proud of us, that we chose something better for them and for us all. Thank you.
But things started going sideways almost immediately. First, social media users noticed the crowd turnout appeared surprisingly small. Videos circulated online showing Meghan speaking while random pedestrians nearby seemed completely uninterested. One clip even showed a woman adjusting her clothes in the background while Meghan delivered remarks, completely ignoring the speech happening beside her.
Meghan Markle's shocking humiliation in Geneva finally proves that she has just gone mad. I mean, this was the moment, Nancy Sidley pointed it out, this was the moment, the major defeat on her face when she realized that no one had bothered to show up for what was a catastrophic speech, a hypocritical speech, a speech which blows out of the water every single thing that she has argued in terms of her brand.
That clip went viral. And once people started comparing the Geneva footage to the massive crowds Harry and Meghan once attracted during official royal tours, the contrast became brutal. Back in places like Australia and New Zealand during their royal years, streets were packed. Crowds screamed. People camped overnight just to catch a glimpse of them. In Geneva, the atmosphere looked quiet, restrained, and at times awkward. Royal commentators quickly seized on it. Some claimed Meghan looked tense and uncomfortable. Others joked that the event looked more like a corporate conference than a major international appearance. And then came the biggest problem of all. During the event, Meghan posed for photos with attendees, including Finnish politician Ville Rydman.
Meghan Markle has just had a date night with a Finnish man who has been accused of both and racism. So what has she done to try and take the attention away from this scandal?
Now, Rydman has faced allegations involving racist text messages and inappropriate behavior toward young women. He has denied the accusations, but the controversy surrounding him has followed his political career for years. Once photos of him smiling beside Meghan appeared online, backlash exploded almost instantly. Critics began asking how Meghan, someone who frequently presents herself as socially conscious and politically aware, could end up photographed with such a controversial figure. Her representatives responded quickly. According to reports, Meghan was approached for photos by several attendees during the dinner and was unaware of Rydman's background at the time. Her team reportedly argued that it would be impossible to investigate every individual who requests a selfie at a major international gathering. And to be fair, that's probably true. But critics weren't satisfied. They argued that if Meghan and Harry want to operate like global statesmen and quasi-royals, then situations like this come with the territory. The real royal family has entire teams dedicated to vetting events, guests, political figures, and public interactions. Harry and Meghan no longer have that institutional support, and moments like this show the risks. But according to several reports, Meghan wanted this Geneva appearance specifically because she wanted independence. Insiders claimed she deliberately chose to attend without Prince Harry because she wanted the spotlight entirely focused on her own activism and identity. One source reportedly said that Meghan understands whenever Harry appears beside her, coverage immediately shifts toward royal drama, family feuds, and tension with Buckingham Palace. So Geneva was meant to be different. This was supposed to be Meghan Markle standing alone on the world stage. Reports claim she worked closely with speechwriters, advisors, stylists, and PR consultants ahead of the event because she believed it could become an important moment for her future public image. Essentially, this was meant to establish Meghan as an independent global figure. But instead of headlines praising her speech, the internet focused on awkward crowd footage, the controversial politician photo, and endless debate over whether the entire event felt staged. And unfortunately for Meghan, Critics say this keeps happening for the same reason. Everything feels overly managed. The speeches, the photos, the emotional moments, the branding, the carefully timed releases.